Cactv, igniting the apostolic fire.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. From wherever you're watching us from, it's a rainy day again. I think this season, this is just the season of, I think it's 8 days rain. They always, you know, call it the target to be 8 days.
We don't want 8 days because this time around, please, so that we can go to our business.
Because this is
it's a wet day.
You know,
since yesterday.
It's been a back-to-back rain, yes, in Lagos, and very wet, very wet. So we are good and so glad to have you right here on our TV station, trying to watch us and making sure that we are here to keep you entertained, informed, and up to date with the goings around the world. So first we would start with our quote after the break, but I remain your wonderful host, Mother Dominic, and with me are my amazing co-host.
I'm Dapolon. Good morning, Nigeria.
And
Shegun White, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, world. It's a wet Wednesday morning. All right, stay tuned to our Cactv. Morning Dew is coming right to you this day, 13 September 2023. Please try to catch us, leave a comment, like, share on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Cactv, YouTube, Cactv. Mudot.
Yes, and Engineer Ola is in the house and he's backstage making sure that everything is working.
For the first time, he's on the wheel of steel doing the chicka 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 chicka.
All right, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the things that we have outlined for you today. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and on the quote for the day we have Galatians 6 and verse 9. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9. It says, "And let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." So the baseline here is that as a believer, as a child of God, there are situations surrounding our giving lifestyle, and there are people that are likely to take our giving for granted. But the Bible is here to tell us we should never go weary, but be strong in the Lord. For in due time and in due season, we will reap all that we sow. To every sower, there is harvest time. And to check out on that is that persevere in doing good, for God promises a harvest of blessing in due time. Your time to reap is now.
Yes,
your
amen
time
to that.
Reap has come. Therefore, don't give it up. God bless you.
Yes, like a songwriter said, don't give up on God, because he won't give up on you, because he's able. Yes, our God is able. So do not give up at any point. No matter what the world throws at you, do not give up. So let's hold on to that word and watch God come through for us. So let's go to the world of our news outlined for you. So we'll start with the Punch newspaper. And the first story that we have from the Punch says, post-subsidy talks, Labour threatens indefinite strike, give 1 week ultimatum, giving a bag of rice to 12 people, 100 million to each lawmakers, insulting Labour. That's from Labour. So let's look at the story in full. And this says government has absconded from negotiation table, fails to meet workers' demands, says NLC. Barely 1 week after leading a 2-day nationwide strike, warning strike, the organized labor on Tuesday threatens to begin an indefinite strike should the federal government fail to meet its demand on the end. At the end of a 21-day ultimatum, which will expire in approximately 1 week's time. The worker union said the proposed strike was necessary following the failure of the federal government to provide palliative to assuage the Nigerian hardship as a result of the fuel subsidy removal. The Nigerian Labour Congress said that the industrial action, which may commence any day from next week, would lead to an indefinite shutdown of commercial and economic activities across the country. So this was coming from yesterday's story from the Punch newspaper. So it's, should I say, we are just going back and forth on things that we're supposed to, have a roundtable talk, like Engineer Ola would say, and then come to a compromise. Why is Labour going back and forth on cases like this? Because it's barely a week, like the news says, it's barely a week they went for a strike, and now they are back again. What exactly do they want that they are not meeting up to? And they're now referring to, the 100 million naira given to the lawmakers. Why now? Why are you bringing that up now? Why didn't you talk about it when they were giving that sum of money? So why do you have to bring it up after a month after that decision has been made? So let me come to you, Oladapo. What's your take?
You see, Mudot, it's unfortunate that we have this kind of situation, and the organized labor, like the report indicated, threatening again to go on an indefinite strike. But I have said on this set before that I don't know what's happening, because we used to have the days of them Oshiomole as a comrade. We don't have those kind of organized labor again, that says it and do it, where the government are, up and doing. Despite that, we were not enjoying, the government of those periods, as the population of, the majority will say at the time. But there were labor that can see, make a protest, and it will be so heavy on the government that they will have to look into their grievances and then make a resolution. But as it is now, these ones, they just look like, the second EndSARS protest, how weak it looked. I think, was it after the anniversary, there was another EndSARS protest?
Yes, which was shut down.
That's what the threat of the Labour Congress looks, because their basis for stating that they will strike had to do with the 100 million. So that is
not valid.
That's a wrong focus for me to stage a protest. There are threatening life issues that you should look into. The school
increment,
that is an issue that you should talk about.
The health sector is also there.
Is there. The minimum wage is there. These are facts that surround the welfare of the people. Because these ones, you cannot tell them what to take and what not to take. We should be focused on ourselves.
It's not substantial at all.
And a protest that people will be able to come for, and to be part
support
of
the move.
Is the kind of I think a protest they should carry out. Not all these looking at the amount senators they take. They will take even more. You are likely to hear it next week that you are taking something again. So let them not be your interest. Our focus now, their focus should be the livelihood of Nigerians, that the government are accountable for the life and properties of people, that Nigerians have a good life, that subsidy returns. As far as I'm concerned, subsidy should return to the fuel, because it controls everything. The price of things has gone triple. So these are the major things that affect everybody. These are the things they should protest over.
And truthfully, they are not paying attention to the effect it will have on the masses, because right now people can shut down the little bringing in income for them.
100 million, the government might call their leader and say you should take 100 million. So if that's their problem. But that's, there is a major problem beyond 100 million
that we need to deal with.
Allowance. So we need more concrete reason for a protest, not babysitting.
All right, White.
Well, good morning, everybody. The Labour Congress needs to be focused, and they need a structure. They need to have, what do we call it now? They need to have what exactly the exact reason for their actions, for their industrial actions. Having said that, I think it is stated by their spokesperson here that they are going on strike because of the hardship that the subsidy removal is having on the people. So they are going on indefinite strike. As much as we can say, well, it's a justified action, to want to protest and show your displeasure to the government because people are going through hardship. They also need to look at the implications it will have on the populace, the implications it will have on the economy, the implications it will have on people who go on their daily jobs, people who look for their daily breads, people who base their life on daily income and daily earnings. These are the things that we need to look at. See, we don't just, if you are just doing things anyhow, we would have anyhow results. So I guess the NLC by next week now they want to now questions I want to ask is this: one, most of the things that the NLC is going on strike for, do they have a result on it? Is there any positive results coming out from it? That's one. Two, if this strike goes on, because the 2-day warning strike they had last week was not complied on by everybody. It was only a part of Lagos, Abuja, and maybe Kano or Kaduna that took this 2-day warning strike serious. So what is the assurance now that by next week, if they strike again, everybody will comply? No, there's no assurance. So we are not having this consensus of the consensus of priority, of interest, So I still need to, because there is no, somebody said there's no good result in war. Okay, there's no good result in war. You only have to do negotiations. NLC president needs to sit down with the government, with the federal government. Make sure you have a jojo, okay, a tete-a-tete. Let's talk, let's dialogue. Because going on strike, see, the truth of the matter is this: if we go on strike, the strike will not affect the government. It will not affect the federal government. It will not affect the people in power. It will only affect we, the masses, because it will disturb you from going to your office. It will disturb the Okada man from making money.
Exactly. All right. So away from that, we'll take a look at the second story that we have, and this says Nigerians to start clearing goods from Cotonou ports. The acting Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, on Tuesday announced that Nigerian importers would soon be able to clear their goods from the port in Cotonou, Benin Republic. He disclosed this in Abuja at the end of a 2-day working visit by the Director General and senior officials of the Customs Service of Benin Republic. Customs personnel from both countries entered into various agreements during the two-day meeting in order to boost trade relationships between Nigeria and Benin Republic, as well as cope smuggling. While responding to a question in the event, Adewale said, "We are building confidence in the system offered by the Republic of Benin. Our importers are using their ports and vice versa. If there are people in Benin Republic who want to use our port, we will try to build trust in the system." So this is should I say is a good news? Yes, it is, because in fact it's a massive good news, because I know that there are times we used to have issues importing from
now, you know, since we cannot when the border was closed,
yes,
we could not bring in goods.
So I used to hear them talk about this Benin Republic, you know, all of the drama of them having issues with.
Yes, and so it causes, you know, on the layman this thing, it causes some kind of monopoly in business, you know.
Exactly.
People are taking the advantage, the opportunity to capitalize on
yes, where my goods are being held.
Price, you know, because they know I'm the only one selling this thing now, so it's not coming in again. So let me, instead of selling 15 naira, I'll just put 150, making it 200 naira. Okay, I'm ripping people off, you know.
Exactly.
There's no price control. So if the border is open, but I guess this opening of border, I guess there was a time, maybe last year, that the border was open, and now they are declaring that it's open again, and then goods can come in. Maybe then it was open.
Yeah,
not coming in.
Yes, there was a time I heard that the border was not open because they had issues with them. You know, this Benin Republic had issues with Nigerians not being able to access their goods, and they also not being able to access their goods. So it was more like a vice versa thing. So now that the border has been open, and then they've come to an agreement that okay, this is what it is. It's going to be for it to be favorable for both parties. So we are coming to a term that okay, we are going to open our borders for you, and you guys are also going to open our borders for us, so that we can do business. Basically, this is for business trading and for accessibility of goods.
Even they themselves, I'm from reliable source, you know, I have some plugs
guys over there
in Badagry, Badagry Seme border, blah 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 blah. So I have some plugs there. Most of them are lamenting that since the border was closed, business has been very bad
down
for them. You know, I think this opening of the border is a good
would
news
also
to them.
help.
So yes,
exactly.
we can bring them to an extent, to making them, you know, have a sort of livelihood again, do business. Everybody wants to do business with Nigeria.
Everybody. See, we are so gifted and talented that we are endowed with the ability to do business and succeed in business. So everybody wants to relate. Everybody wants to relate with Nigeria. Bishop, I'm coming to you.
Well, I think it is a good thing for us to industrialize our borders instead of having a porous, in a way that and I think that's what they are trying to do by making sure that it can be legalized, because people are actually be doing it backdoor. So to have it more official and credible and legal, they had to, you know, make sure that Nigerians and Beninois can enjoy cooperation of
with ease,
clearing of goods and services. So it's a win-win deal for both parties, for Benin Republic and for Nigerians. So I would love that I can, you know, if the price at which I'm likely to clear here, just like we're having, you know, ticketing now, the traveling tickets are more cheaper in Cotonou than we have in Nigerian airlines. So people can switch from, you know, this product and to another product. So I think that's the way it's going to be, and everybody will be fine. It will be a win-win deal for the citizens of Benin Republic and that of Nigerians, because there is a huge patronage from that end to this place.
Yes,
I tell you, it's a lot of business transaction between the Beninois and Nigerians, and it's the same Oduduwa people, same Yoruba race kind of
it's just like an extension of Nigeria.
So it's sincerely, if you have been to the border, they speak Yoruba. You know, there are few Egun and like we have them in Badago, there are few Egun, and at Idiroko too, border, you see the same.
We don't enter into that definition.
Is predominantly Yoruba people.
Yes.
So it's a win-win deal for both parties. So.
And I guess this agreement is coming in because of other people. Anytime you want to do a legal business, you see some illegal people.
Of course.
So to curb smuggling, to curb smuggling goods into the country,
so that they can be transparency and all of that.
You don't have to smuggle anything.
Yes.
You can, if you desire to go through Cotonou,
go through legally.
Just go legally, and then everybody is fine.
And do your business.
And also to curb some dangerous substances coming in, like smuggling in guns.
Yes, they can pay attention to all of that.
If we have a streamline, one way, everybody's coming through that way. We know what is coming in. We know what is going out.
All right, we'll take a look at another story, still from the Punch newspaper, and this says Tinubu orders probe as 901 dies and in 61 boat accidents. At least 901 men, women and children died in a boat accident nationwide between January 2020 and September 2023. The Punch understands the probe under review saw over 61 boat mishaps. According to the figures compiled by one of our correspondents, one such incident occurred in October 2022 in Ogbaru local government area of Anambra State, when a boat reportedly carrying about 85 passengers capsized. 76 persons drowned. Reports also said that the victims were primarily women and children fleeing to safety after flood overran their community. This statistics is just so sad that it's not just a statistics that they've put together. It is what really happened between a period of 1 year, I think, yes, between a period of 1 year, and then we are having such amount of people. I think 2 years, 2022 to 2023, and then we already have record of 901. It is so sad, and thank you. Yes, one year. Okay, thank God for our president who is paying attention to this now, and I look forward to them making sure that all of this safety procedure are being put in place, and then we'll stop having issues, cases like this. We'll stop having casualties like this.
Before we applaud what the president is saying, what are the safety measures put in place for water travelers? If you are going to be traveling by water, what are the provision as per safety to ensure that when there is a capsize, you can easily be rescued and followed up to safety, breathing, that everything is normal. You have not taken a keg of water before they come pick you. The life jackets, are they fit enough to make sure that when you are
float,
when you are inside the water, you
float up? Because I was about to talk about that, because I'm sure the essence of safety jacket is when cases like that happens, they float. So does it mean that the safety jacket that they give to them,
when you float and there is no
quick response,
there is not a rescue team to come pick you, you are likely to
sink,
to still go down the drain, because there are things inside the water too that are harmful. Something is likely to bite them, something is likely to attack them while on the water. So what I would just say is that beyond probing 901 death, what we should do is let's all have an organized team, set up the waterways rescue team that can really easily assess people who are suffering from water accident and all. Not that it takes 30 minutes for rescue team to come together. No, they have to be prompt and doing, such that there won't be this number is huge. Between 2020 and 2023 is too much. For me, they should, if this probe should bring about a shutdown until there is a major setup of rescue team. Is beyond, anybody can probe anything.
I mean, this is the amount that they could, account for. This is the number of people they could account for. So imagine the numbers they could not.
You see, so just imagine if they say 901, it must have been triple.
Okay, so away from that, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll look at further stories making the headlines around the globe. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This particular program is actually meant to provide mass education opportunity for us. So the first thing you need to consider under presumption phase preparation by schools is that, number one, there must be thorough cleaning of the environment. This is very, very important. It will be easy for the government agency to properly do what we call the contact tracing. It's preparation by the pupils and students themselves, because all of us need to prepare. We need to be on the same page to make sure that we are ready to go back to school.
Camera that I'm looking at.
Caleb, which one is Mudos looking at?
Okay, now we'll take a look at the story from Vanguard newspaper, and this says 2023 budget in danger as crude output crashes by 470,000 BPD. Implementation of the 2023 budget of 21.8 trillion is currently threatened as the nation has suffered a shortfall in crude oil output, amounting to 470,000 barrels per day (BPD) in August 2023. This represents 29%. Okay, this represents the current global market price of $92 per barrel, $92 per barrel. The 470,000 BPD shortfall amounts to a loss of $42.3 million daily, or 32 billion naira at the Central Bank of Nigeria's exchange rate of $742.10 The budget was backed on 1.69 million BPD and $75 per barrel at the exchange rate of $437.57 The government expects to generate 2.29 trillion naira from the oil sector in 2023. So now this back and forth, budgets that we keep looking into every day and every now and then. So now the expectation at which they look forward to they've still not been able to meet with it as at now. That we speak, and this is September, and there is no headway at all. Rather, we keep having increment here in back and forth.
Models. Let me say it this way. I don't know if the budget is affected. According to the headline, the budget is affected because crude oil has crashed. I want to now look at an angle of this particular story. Is it mandatory? Is it compulsory, or is mandatory that the only thing we should rely on in this country is crude oil? So when crude oil crashes,
it affects everything, because we do not pay attention to every part, every other sector. I mean, but we have other natural resources that can fetch in money. As far as Nigeria is concerned, we have a whole lot.
If we bring Engineer Ola on this set now, he is going to feed you with history of
how far we've come.
The things that we have in this country that are supposed to be generating money for us, apart from crude oil. Please permit me to say, now by force to use crude oil, only crude oil. We are living in agriculture. We were thriving in producing palm oil in this country. Thriving, really. I mean,
these are the things that we can do with ease.
These are things that we can do. We have iron ore. We have. There are other minerals now.
That
we can transform into money.
The story is just so long. The budget is just so long that I just had to do an highlight of it.
I don't want to bother myself on the numbers, because it's just like the Bible says, the letter kill it. It's only it's only Bishop, help me out. The letter kill it. These numbers are killing, because some people say number. What are we implementing? What are we even spending on? What is eating our money?
See,
that is one. Two, let us go away from crude oil alone
and pay attention to other things. Bishop.
Well, see, I don't want to flog it than it is already. The government of the day knows what to do. We can't be fooled. If they say it is crude that crashed the economy, well,
the budget
or whatever, they have right to say that. But beyond crude, what happens to our gold? All the extractions they make, we have Ministry of Mineral Resources. They should give us the statistics. What happens to the mining sector? We have gold, we have diamonds. So who are I remember a particular year, breaking news, maybe 11 p.m. So and so worth of diamonds were discovered in Katsina or so. And in my mind, I'm like, that's the last thing you will hear about it. You get
it ends there.
It ends there. So there are other things that brings money to Nigeria, but we never comes to the media. It never gets to the public.
Could bring money.
Or that could bring money. So what they make Nigerians believe brings money is
crude oil.
Is oil. So And who are you to ask?
To question.
You get?
To question the authorities.
That's why the politicians want to remain there. It's the power to keep the wealth of the people. That way, nobody, they are unquestionable and they are touchable. You can't touch them. You can't. They can be. They will deal with you. That's why knowing that they are sitting on your wealth. And that's the
powerful.
We have found ourselves. And that's why we should strive to always make the will of the people count, so that whoever we appoint as the president is the kind that will do the will of the people. We are still praying to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's new. You get. We pray that he doesn't do like the past has done. I don't know what to say. He will do until we have maybe a year. I can begin to say, oh, but at the moment, I think he's responsible for. He didn't take away the fuel subsidy, but it was, his predecessor that took the subsidy, and he can reenact it and bring it back and make life. But it is under his watch that price of things
changed.
You get. So beyond oil, we have other natural resources that
that can give us money.
That can give us money.
Generate money for us. Apart from oil,
it's never makes it to the media.
All right, quickly, let's take a look at the last story that we have on Vanguard newspaper, and this says Kaduna bandits kills 23 pastors, shot 200 churches in 4 years. Kaduna chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, which is the CAN in Kaduna State, Reverend Joseph Ayab, has said that within the past 4 years, bandits have killed 23 pastors and shot down 200 churches across Kaduna State. Speaking in Kaduna yesterday during a meeting with the Commissioner of Police, CP Musa Garba, and pastor from different churches, denominations from the 23 local government areas of the state, Ayab explained that the churches had gone through difficult times due to the activities of criminal elements in the state. A pastor who was kidnapped on 8th of August 2023 told the CAN leadership that there are over 215 Christians adopted by the bandits in Benin Garni Forest. They are still there, says the pastor who was released, says they are still there, and the pastor told us that the bandits asked him to pray, to lead the people in prayer while he was in their den. We are calling on the CP to look into the issue among many others, holistically, to build the confidence of the people once again, he appealed. So looking back, I knew that Kaduna used to be one major Christian dominated states as far as the northern part of the world is concerned, because I have 2 or 3 persons there who have issues. They've been on a hideout trying to make sure that they stay safe because of all of this. So how did we get here, and what can be done? Why are the bandits against the Christians? So is it now a fight against the Christians? What exactly do they want? If they don't want to see them in that state again, let them just say that they don't want to see Christians in that state, so they will just know, okay, let's find our way, rather than having to do this. And I really just hope that the CP comes into this matter and make sure that all of this killing and churches shut down, people are no longer safe to go and worship God in their place of worship because of the fear of what is going to happen next. So Bishop, I'm coming to you because understand this more than we do.
Because he's a bishop.
Because he's a bishop.
You see, I believe that we are in end time, and one of the things that we are likely to see is persecution. So And that has happened so much in the northern part of Nigeria than any part of the world. I think the kind of persecution Christians face in the north is alarming. So alarming that, you know, in Kaduna alone, over 200 churches shut down. That is to tell you that there's been injustice even in on the area of leadership. You can imagine the careless statement the former governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai, was making after the election. His own is not no. Inciting, you know, the decision of a Muslim ticket, that, you know. So these are some of the things that will cause. Why are the people? Look at the this Shaibu girl, Leah Shaibu.
Exactly.
Look at Deborah, the lady that was, you know, stoned to death by the mob in Kaduna State, or wasn't it in Kaduna?
Yeah, it was.
So look at that. These are not Boko Haram. These are some of their youth in the name of jihad. You get? So these are some of the injustices. And what can the church do? But a time will come, the church too will reflect, you know, will show the world its power. But because the church is not idolatry.
Exactly.
Our God is not an idol. So it's because the Christians have been so kind, so fair, but someday the Elijah in the church will come out, and the world will have a taste of what the church can do in times of fighting back. You see, when in Exodus 14:14, when Moses was speaking that to the children of Israelites, God will fight for you and you will have your peace. You see, in same Exodus 12:12, God himself was now speaking that, no, I don't fight, I kill. Said, this night I will kill all the first sons of
wipe them off,
including their animals. He will not spare even pests. Their mosquito, the firstborn of mosquitoes, he will kill all of them. So those days will come. And when those paid days come, as many people that are perpetrating evils, you know, inciting evils in states like Kaduna and Co., killing people, killing Christians, shutting down churches,
they will face God's word.
Honestly, you will see it. We'll be alive to see it. It's not that it will happen at the end of the world. It will happen while we are
witness it.
We will see it live. The vengeance of God.
Thank you so much. Okay.